Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little different. I've picked up this Arccaptain welder. This is a 205 MP. And the reason I've chose to go with this is because I'm nowhere in the vicinity of trying to teach you how to weld, because I'm not an average welder. I'm not a pro welder. I am just a beginner. And I want to learn how to use a welder, but I need multiple styles of welding. So stick welding, TIG welding, MIG welding, and this even does plasma cutting. And this has a weird tool here that allows you to clean the welds up without a wire brush when you're doing stainless steel and I think aluminum. So I want to bring it from a different perspective. I've seen reviews on this where people are teaching you or showing you how the welds look, and I understand that. But from a beginner's perspective, it's kind of intimidating to see someone that's proficient or an expert at welding, and I have no idea even how to load the wire into the hopper here. I guess that's what it's called. So I don't know how to hook up the gas. I don't know any of that stuff. And this welder is supposed to be foolproof. And I'm probably going to be putting that to the test because I'm not that familiar with all of these different tools on a single welder. So we'll see if it really is foolproof or if I ended up messing it up. But I want to share my experiences with you all to show you that you can have the confidence to do these things. You don't have to have the most expensive welder or to go out and spend $3,500 on a welder or multiple welders to get everything that this Arccaptain 205 MP actually offers. Everything that you see here on the table comes with this kit. So, I mean, we have the cleaner, we even have a bag, we have, I guess it's called the stinger, the welder for a stick welder, we have the ground clamp, we have an adapter. So if you don't even have 240 volts, you can use 120 volts for that. I do have 240 volt setup that I can use a welder on. This is the MIG welder gun. I think that's what it's called, the gun. The TIG welder and the plasma cutter. And this is for your gas hose and the valve. Now you may be saying, man, I don't want to watch this guy. He don't know what he's talking about. That's true. I don't know exactly what I'm even getting myself into, but I do want to learn how to weld, but I want to share my experience of the mistakes I might make from setting this thing up to striking my first weld. And I think that's important for a lot of people that's in the same position as me that don't have anybody to teach them how to weld, to learn from people's mistakes while learning from the expert welders. I'm not trying to teach you how to weld. I'm just trying to share the experience that I'm going to have trying to set this thing up. And I just think those are fun videos sometimes when you catch someone that's being vulnerable like this, that's trying to say, don't do this, or this worked or didn't work. And then the commenters that are professional welders can chime in and let me know how I can get better. I think those are perfect videos for this platform. And especially, I need to learn how to weld because all these projects that are locked up in here require a welder. And I just can't afford to hire the welder or a fabricator to do the work. I want to learn how to do it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I've picked me up this nice little cart, something that's affordable, that can hold my welder, some tools down in the drawers there, and even the gas on the back. I'll have this linked in the description below if you're interested in this. Welding table. So I got me some welding pins, trying to set myself up pretty nicely here. And you can see that each one of these drawers kind of lock into position, so they're not going to swing open. So anyway, it's pretty nice to have that little cart. You set your welder right here. You put your gas up here when I do get the cylinder, and I'll be set. Hell, I even got myself a welding table. And this is what the setup's going to look like. I just purchased the smaller tank because it's all about saving space for me. And this is a perfect pairing with this cart and that welding table, because if you're like me and you want to save space, although that table is foldable, I wanted something where this cart would be able to roll under it. I'm not going to be doing a lot of welding. That's not my profession. I just want to do this as a hobbyist. And I'm able to push this right under that cart. So now I have a little table to kind of store stuff on, and I have a cart that's underneath of it, and I can pull out anytime I want. If I want to go even smaller, I can fold that table up, put it in the corner, and kind of stick this beside of it. So I think it's a perfect pairing with that V-Var cart and this welder. One thing that I do want to point out for your air hose, for your plasma cutting, the nipple that is provided that goes onto your air hose and connects into the back of this, into your air compressor. I had to buy an additional one because these 1/4-inch hoses, let me kind of show you this. Right there, the end that comes down in that, for this to go in it, that's too small. So I had to get one to upgrade that. It's only like $1 or $2 for that, so not a big deal. But I thought it was important to point that out. If you just want an easy transition from an air hose, because this is an old air hose that I had, and that's what I want to use on my compressor because it's one of those real flexible hoses that can't get crimped. This is called a 1/4-inch hose. And I was trying to use this, but it wouldn't work. So I had to buy this piece additional. This here is still the piece that you would use though. And that basically just comes down to the size of hose that you have. That is the inside diameter of that hose. For mine, I just had to buy that additional piece. And I'm gonna go ahead and start with the plasma cutter. That's the very first thing I wanna test because I always wanted one of those and I never got to use one. So let's put this hose into the cut side for plasma cutting and snug that down. Let's get this plugged in for the first time and see what goes on here. I think I've seen it somewhere. Here we go. We have power.
Please open the pressure reducing valve.
Please what? What'd you say? Here we go, cut. That's where I want to be. All right, so it's showing my PSI at 72. And to adjust the PSI, use this valve here. You just pull up and down on it and make your adjustments.
Please open the pressure reducing valve.
Maybe it's right. Got the green light. Everything seems to be running good. Let's get the metal. Yeah, baby. That's what's wrong. All right. Got excited. All right, let's see if we can cut through this without burning up my camera equipment. Holy shit. It's such a thin line too. All right, I think I need to turn up the pressure valve just a tad. All right, so I'm learning. I'm pulling too fast. That's why it's not cutting it all the way through, but it is. I mean, why it's kind of welding itself back together. But it's definitely got an awesome line through it. I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. But this is gonna be a good addition to my toolbox. I'm so excited for this, actually. Let's see if we can cut another line here and see how that works out for me. Oh yeah, it's got an awesome line. It's super thin too. It's almost like taking a grinder with a really thin wheel on it and getting a nice cut off. And I'd say that this is 1/4 inch steel. Once I get used to this, I'm gonna be able to make really good straight line cuts. And it's obvious that I need a lot of training to get better at this. But hats off to Arccaptain for creating a product that makes it so easy to get started. I have never used a plasma cutter before. I made one little mistake by just putting the grounding on the wrong one. But as soon as I switched that, it was good to go. And I felt safe the entire time using this little welder. So I'm gonna go on and move into stick welding. I'm gonna use that same piece of metal just to see if I can get a bead in it to go through it. This is 1/4 inch steel. And I am familiar with stick welding about 25, 30 years ago. So it's been a long time since I actually used one, but I think they're pretty basic. It's just laying down a good weld is a total different story. That's probably not gonna happen. I need to have boots on. I usually wear boots. Today I grabbed shoes. Bad idea, because I felt something burn in that foot. So let me go change into my boots. And I probably should use the apron that I bought as well. Not sure why I didn't do that earlier, but I'm going to this time. And I do have my boots now. So let's not burn my feet again. And that is what my dad would call bubblegum pop. Burn. All right, I burn it up, man. But so let's turn it down to 100. Try to finish the rest of that. Burn. You get the idea. Once I learn the different settings for different metals, I'm gonna be able to create some cool projects. And then the last style that I'm gonna be trying is the MIG welding, because I don't have any 100% argon gas for the TIG welding, which that's what I'm told I needed. And I already bought one tank, cost me about $280. So we'll go with this to learn first. So let's see how this plugs in. Ah, got it. And I've actually never even loaded a spool on one of these, so this is gonna be interesting. All right, so we've got that fed in there. That you wanna keep this from crimping up or anything. You turn this on, or MIG, press the trigger. Looks like it's feeding the wire through. I feel it. Sweet. It is connected.
Connect the adapter to the positive.
All right. This is weird because saying adapter to the positive. What adapter?
Please connect the adapter to the positive.
This thing? Oh shit. I don't know about that. Okay.
Please connect the adapter to the
Shut up. Maybe that's what it is. I would think that's the ground, so I'm gonna put that into the negative. Oh boy. I'm gonna stand over here out of the way. Ah, green. Sweet. Oh, learning so much. I'm embarrassed. Total embarrassment. I don't know what 2T and 4T even is. I'm just gonna leave it on the settings that it came on. They say if you have a difficult time welding with a stick welder, then a MIG welder with no gas might even cause you more problems. So, about to find out. Actually, I like this better than a stick welder. Way freaking better. And the beauty of this is I didn't even need gas to be able to weld. So let me practice a little bit more. I suck at the first contact, don't I? Make your comments, make your comments. All right, time to move on to gas. I suck. I'll get better. I'm always cautious about turning these tanks on. All right, tank's all the way open. This top valve should set my pressure. I just got so much to learn about this. This is definitely not a video trying to teach you how to weld. I am absolutely not qualified to do that. This is a video to show you that from a beginner's perspective, that you could pick up a welder like this Arccaptain 205 and begin to learn. And I'm so happy to have such a versatile machine that can do everything. Of course, I'm not going to be able to test the TIG welding out because I don't even have the gas for that. Supposedly, you're supposed to have 100% argon gas for it. I don't. I got 70-25. But this is the first time I'm actually going to be welding with gas on a MIG welder as well. So let's see how that turns out for me. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but should be entertaining. At least you can hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. All right, let's see. Got everything turned on. I think I'm ready to go. I think I've got that turned up way too high. Let's turn it down to 100 for this. God, that looks terrible. That's a little bit better. I'll get better at it the more I practice. I wasn't expecting to come in here and give you perfect welds. I'm actually doing better than what I thought I was going to do. So that's pretty cool, man. I'm really excited about this. I know that looks terrible. I just can't say it enough. I'm not trying to teach you guys how to weld. Beginner here. Very, very novice. Like, first time welder here. Okay, so we've established that this can do MIG welding with flux core wire, with solid core wire. This can do stick welding. This can do plasma cutting. It can do cleaning, and it can do TIG welding. Of course, it can't do the cleaning and the TIG welding, but overall, this is a very versatile machine, and it's not all. This does have an app where you can control the parameters of the welds from the app as well. I think a lot of people might find that interesting. Whether you use it or not is a different story, but I like that you have the capability of controlling this from an app. The app is a great added feature that I haven't seen on any other welder ever. I don't care what price point that we're looking at. I haven't seen it. I don't care what anybody tells you. It takes some serious technique to do this stuff correctly. I've grown to really respect anyone that can weld and puts down a nice bead, because I don't have that in me. I can do a lot of different things in DIY world, but when it comes to welding, that is not my strong suit. But I do look forward to learning more, and I'm glad to have the Arccaptain 205 MP at my disposal to be able to do all those different types of welds. So I can work with all types of different metals, and I can cut metals with that plasma cutter. I just got so much to learn, but I'm excited to have that welder. Definitely got better on my last piece there.